Hello, you're watching Report World News and I'm Rahman Gafarov. According to Uzbek Ministry of Health, more than 90,000 people have so far been quarantined across the country in a bid to contain coronavirus spread. As of 3 p.m. on Wednesday, the number of confirmed novel coronavirus cases in Uzbekistan reached 173, with 2 recorded deaths and 8 recoveries. The regional COVID-19 related situation is as follows. 369 cases in Kazakhstan, 198 in Afghanistan and 111 in Kyrgyzstan. No official data has been received from Tajikistan and Turkmenistan. Meanwhile, 3 fatalities and 24 recoveries announced in Kazakhstan. Afghanistan reported 4 deaths and 5 recoveries and 3 patients cured in Kyrgyzstan so far. Meanwhile, Turkmenistan has banned the word coronavirus. The state-controlled media are no longer allowed to use the word, and it has even been removed from health information brochures distributed in schools, hospitals, workplaces, and according to Turkmenistan Chronicle, one of the few sources of independent news whose site is blocked within the country. Turkmen citizens only have access to very one-sided information about coronavirus epidemic, while according to the authorities, no case has so far been detected in Turkmenistan. The president, also known as Father Protector, gave orders on 13th March for public spaces to be fumigated with traditional plant called hamala as a protective measure. Uzbekistan will temporarily lift import duties on certain pharmaceutical products. This is stated in the presidential decree on additional measures to address people's needs in medicinal products signed on March 27. Duties will not be charged during tightened coronavirus lockdown. List of duty-free products includes medicinal equipment and healthcare products, as well as raw materials and substances used in the manufacture of medicinal products. As reported earlier, all modes of traffic to and from Uzbekistan have been halted until further notice. However, this restriction does not apply to freight transport. According to the press service of Uzbekistan Railways, a freight train, including the first batch of 90 containers with export cargo of Al-Malik mining and metallurgic plant, departed for Turkey on Sunday. All preventive measures for coronavirus have been taken to guarantee cargo safety, says the company statement. The National Railway Company plans to organize such rail freight from Uzbekistan to Russia, European Union countries, China and other countries every week. Central Bank of Uzbekistan announced on Sunday of the decision to temporarily suspend the work of cash desks and exchange offices. As of March 30, all cash desks, currency exchange offices and internationally money transfer offices located outside commercial banks' buildings will halt their operations. Such measures have been enforced to ensure public safety and prevent the spread of coronavirus within the country. This statement says customers of commercial banks are recommended to use remote banking services. Uzbek-born Russian billionaire Alisher Usmanov donated $20 million in support of crowdfunding campaign to help Uzbekistan fight the coronavirus pandemic. The money will be used to provide a new hospital for coronavirus patients in Tashkent region with the necessary medical equipment and supplies. Reportedly, the businessman has recently returned to Tashkent and is currently under self-quarantine at home. Across the globe, many of those who once led busy lives are now enforced to practice social distancing and self-isolation. However, the pandemic and following stay-at-home measures failed to stop some people from engaging in various forms of art such as opera. Perhaps some of you might be convinced that this particular video was shot somewhere in Italy. But this opera was performed out of an apartment window in Tashkent to show unity against coronavirus.
New research published in medRxiv by medical specialists in Hong Kong shows how long SARS-CoV-2 can survive on different surfaces and in different environments. The researchers pipetted a droplet of virus culture on several surfaces including paper, tissue paper, wood, cloth, glass, a banknote, stainless steel, plastic, the inner layer of a surgical mask, and the outer layer of a surgical mask. Results showed that there was no trace of the infectious virus on printing and tissue paper 3 hours after incubation. The infectious virus stopped being present on wood and cloth by day 2 after incubation. Glass surfaces and banknotes had no trace of the virus by day 4. Stainless steel and plastic surfaces had no detectable virus on their surfaces by day 7. However, the infectious virus could still be detected on the outer layer of a surgical mask by day 7. The research concludes that although the virus is stable in a wide range of environments, it is still vulnerable to standard disinfection methods. Previous research by American health officials and experts published in medRxiv showed that the novel coronavirus can survive in air particles for several hours and on some surfaces for up to 3 days.
A stock market rally fizzled to mark the final day of the worst first quarter Wall Street has ever seen. In the first 3 months of this year, stocks nosedived from record highs to a bear market in record time. Those stocks have bounced off the lows. The S&P 500 has fallen 20% since the start of the year and down roughly 24% from that all-time closing high set in February. As for Tuesday trading, stocks finished down by nearly 2%. David Miller, Chief Investment Officer at Catalyst Funds, seemed relieved with just a modest loss, given Wall Street's fear gauge, the volatility index, or VIX, remains elevated.
It seems like a pretty calm day compared to what we'd seen over the past couple of weeks. So frankly, it's not such a bad sign, given where the VIX is implies we should be expecting 4% daily moves. So this is actually a sign of a little bit of calm, I think.
A worrisome sign Tuesday from the mighty U.S. consumer. Confidence dropped near a 3-year low in March. The conference board said the plunge is more than just a temporary shock. That doesn't bode well for the economy, since consumer shopping is responsible for 2/3 of all economic activity. Retailers have had to shut stores, with Americans ordered to stay indoors to curtail the coronavirus outbreak. And so retailers are furloughing workers. JCPenney was the latest. It announced Tuesday that a majority of its retail staff would be temporarily laid off. Macy's and Gap have made similar decisions. Airlines are also trying to cope. Southwest Airlines announced it is cutting domestic flights by 40% starting May 3rd through June 5th. That's 1,700 flights a day. And sources tell Reuters American Airlines is vastly speeding up retirement of older planes. It is not alone in keeping planes on the ground. Global airlines have parked 4,700 aircraft due to the pandemic. Major airline stocks rallied on the cost-cutting measures. Finally, on a bright note, Tesla CEO Elon Musk says his company has extra ventilators approved by the FDA, and he'll cover the cost of the device and shipping, but only to hospitals and regions where the electric car maker delivers.
در بعضی از استان‌ها بله.
Iran's president said on Wednesday that the United States had missed a historic chance to lift sanctions on his country over the coronavirus. In a televised cabinet meeting, Hassan Rouhani said, quote, "It was a great opportunity for Americans to apologize and to lift the unjust and unfair sanctions on Iran." His comments came after U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo raised the possibility on Tuesday that Washington might consider easing the penalties which have crippled Iran's economy. COVID-19 has killed more than 2,800 people and documented over 44,000 cases in Iran, making it the worst-hit country in the Middle East, prompting China and the United Nations to urge the U.S. to ease sanctions. Although Iranian authorities have said sanctions had hindered its effort to curb the outbreak, Rouhani insisted that the penalties had not hampered Tehran's fight against the infection.
HP still playing hard to get. The maker of printers and personal computers on Thursday once again rejected Xerox's sweetened takeover offer. Xerox had upped its bid last month by $2 to $24 a share, valuing HP at about $35 billion. HP said the offer would disproportionately benefit Xerox shareholders. It again accused Xerox of lowballing the company's true worth. It said Xerox's offer would saddle the combined company with what it called an irresponsible level of debt and require unrealistic, unachievable synergies. Following the most recent takeover bid, HP said it would adopt a poison pill defense that would stop investors seeking a merger from amassing control of more than 20% of the company. Xerox, a maker of large printers and copiers, did not immediately respond to a request for comment. It all started back in November when Xerox first offered to buy HP for $33.5 billion. HP then rejected the bid, saying it significantly undervalued the company. HP is 3 times bigger than Xerox. Xerox shares fell more than 4% in early trading Thursday amid a broad market sell-off. HP shed about 1%.
So far, these were the latest news for today. Goodbye.